Hello friends, welcome to Devil's World Recipes. Today, we're going to prepare a classic Roman dish. We're going to prepare gnocchi al pomodoro. Gnocchi dates back to the Roman times, and it was made with semolina and eggs. It became very popular as a peasant food because it was simple and affordable. Then around the 16th, 17th century, potatoes are introduced to Italy and they start using these to make gnocchi. Around the same time, Spanish explorers bring the tomatoes to Europe and pomodoro sauce is born. Put them both together and it's a heavenly dish. I'm going to show you how to do everything from scratch, so let's get cooking. The ingredients we're going to need is 1.5 pounds of russet potatoes, 4.2 ounces of flour, 1 egg, and salt and pepper to taste. For our pomodoro sauce, 1 can of 1 pound of peeled tomatoes, 2 sticks of celery, 2 carrots, half an onion, 4 garlic cloves, some basil leaves, parmesan cheese, and salt and pepper to taste. We're going to start by preparing our potatoes. We're going to poke them with a knife or a fork, so when we put them in the oven, it's going to help us release more steam. Once they're ready, I'm going to put them on a tray, and they're going to go in a 400-degree oven for an hour. While our potatoes are in the oven, we're going to prepare our pomodoro sauce. We're going to chop our onion, our celery, and our carrots. We want to chop them real finely. Our onion, carrots, and celery, it's called a mirepoix, and in this case we're going to prepare a sofrito. A sofrito is the base of a lot of Italian sauces. In a pot, we're going to put some olive oil, and we're going to start heating up at medium. We're going to add our onions, our carrots, and our celery. And we're going to start cooking them until they get soft. This is going to take a few minutes. And once they start softening, we're going to add some salt and pepper. This is going to be our sofrito. Next, we're going to add our garlic. We're going to let it in for a few minutes until it becomes fragrant. And once the garlic is fragrant, it's time to add our whole peeled tomatoes. You can use crushed as well, but I think with whole peeled tomatoes, the flavor is a lot better. We're going to start stewing them. We're going to mash them a little bit. And then we're going to cover our sauce and let it simmer for 20 minutes. Our potatoes are almost ready. and our pomodoro sauce is simmering. So before we start making our gnocchi, it's a perfect time for you to click on subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any videos. Click on the bell to get notifications. Leave us your comments and make any request of any recipe you would like us to make. Don't forget to give us a like at the end of this video and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And now, let's finish our gnocchi al pomodoro. After 1 hour, we're going to take our potatoes out of the oven. We can touch them and they should feel a little bit soft. Now with our baked potatoes, and they're still hot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open them in half to let all the heat and the steam come out. We're going to let them sit for a few minutes so we can handle them properly. After a few minutes, we're going to take all the inside of the potato and I'm going to use a ricer. You can also use a colander and push it with a spoon, but the ricer is the best way. And we're going to do this just with the potatoes. We don't want the skins. And once we have all our rice potatoes, we're going to stretch them a little bit, and then we're going to sift our flour on top of them. Then I'm going to beat the egg, pour it on top, and we're going to start combining. I'm using my scraper at the beginning, but you can use your hands as well. And once everything is kind of incorporated, then it's time to use our hands. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper just to season. And now it's time to start kneading our dough. It's not going to take much, probably just a few minutes. And once we have our dough, I'm going to flour my surface since the dough is a little bit tacky. We're going to finish kneading. And now we're ready to start preparing our gnocchis. We're going to make sure our dough ball is covered with flour. Now using my scraper, I'm going to cut it into 4 equal pieces. We're going to take the first piece and we're going to start rolling it until it is about 1 inch thick. And this is going to be the size of our gnocchis. Once we have all our dough stretched, we're going to cut it into even pieces, about 3/4 of an inch. And now we have all our gnocchis. To give it the traditional shape, I'm going to use my gnocchi board, and we're just going to roll it with our thumb to give it those grooves that are going to help us to keep more sauce. If you don't have a gnocchi board, you can also use the back of a fork. And you're going to see something like this. Our pomodoro sauce has been simmering and it's smelling fantastic. I'm going to add a few basil leaves, rough and chop, mix them a little bit, just to start infusing the basil into our pomodoro sauce. And now I'm going to use my immersion blender and make sure that my sauce is smooth. And now our pomodoro sauce is ready. In another pot, we're going to boil some water. And when it starts boiling, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of salt. And then we're going to start adding our gnocchis. They're going to sink in the water, but after a few minutes, they're going to start floating, and that means they're ready. I'm going to put some of my pomodoro sauce in another pan. We're going to start heating up at medium heat. My sauce is still hot. And as soon as our gnocchi is ready, we're just going to pass them over here. Now that the gnocchis are floating, I'm just going to pass them on top of the sauce. Gnocchis cook real quick. It only takes about a minute or 2. Now we're just going to mix them with the sauce. And this is smelling great. I put them on a plate. I'm going to shave some parmesan cheese on top. And to finalize my garnishes, I'm just going to break some basil leaves on top. And now our gnocchi al pomodoro is ready. Now, our gnocchi al pomodoro is ready. It's smelling excellent, so let's try it. These little pillows from heaven. So soft and fluffy. That pomodoro sauce is great. Goes real well. And you can also make them with pesto or a cheese sauce. You can also fry them before you put the sauce on, and they're great. Give this recipe a try, and we'll see you next time.